Reporting live from Redline News Network Global Headquarters, this is RNN. My name's Jet Likings.
And I'm Vic Morano. Let us recap this week in supercar news and redirect you into the automotive YouTube world.
This week on RNN, we have the Artura reveal,
GT3 reveal,
900 horsepower S63,
Tavarish is back,
wide body kits.
Let's go.
This week on RNN, in case you missed it, McLaren dropped its latest supercar, the Artura, on Tuesday. This is the company's first plug-in hybrid EV, making it the most efficient McLaren to date. This thing cranks out a 0 to 124 in 8.3 seconds, with a quarter mile time of 10.7 seconds, topping out at 205 miles per hour. As we stated a couple weeks ago, this will use McLaren's latest MCLA platform with an entirely new powertrain. The engine will consist of a twin-turbo 3.0 V6, pushing out 577 horsepower and 431 foot-pounds. On the electric side, it will have 94 horsepower and 166 foot-pounds. This motor will be different than the P1s and have a 33% more power density per kilogram. Deliveries are scheduled to begin in Q3 2021 in the US at $225,000.
The second reveal this week was the 2022 Porsche 911 GT3, which dropped on Tuesday as well. The GT3 will be arriving with a naturally aspirated 4-liter flat 6, pushing 502 horsepower and 346 foot-pounds of torque. This thing sings to 9,000 RPM using 6 independent throttle bodies. Now, one of the most exciting things about this is the option to put a good old-fashioned 6-speed transmission. Thumbs up, Porsche. Now with the PDK transmission, the GT3 runs to 60 miles an hour in 3.2 seconds and tops out at 197 miles an hour. Now we know Porsche uses Nuremberg as a benchmark, and while doing this, the GT3 put down a 6-minute 59-second run, compared to the previous gen GT3, which did it in 7 minutes and 12 seconds. The body includes a new lip spoiler, diffusers, and my favorite, a gooseneck spoiler. Now, pricing hasn't been revealed yet, but dealerships should have them by the fall.
Now, in other breaking news, it seems like in the past few weeks at RNN, we've had a Mercedes-Benz tuner pump out something new, and this week is no different. Now, Posaidon took the already quick AMG S63 coupe and turned it into a god of the road. They upgrade the turbochargers, downpipes, and cats. They do some head porting, add meth injection, and more, and take it from 603 horsepower and 664 foot-pounds to a blistering 927 horsepower and 944 foot-pounds. Wow. 0 to 62 is in a swift 2.8 seconds, and they had to limit the top speed at 217 due to tire wear. Now, Posaidon isn't done, and they have a Stage 5 package in the works ready to pump out 1,000 horsepower plus. This could only get better if it came with a Trident.
On to Stradman. Thursday, Strad's buddy Patrick, who bought his Ford GT, comes down to visit. They actually end up swapping cars for the day so Strad can get some nostalgic seat time. They link up with their neighbor Johnny and Burlacker and go for a cruise together. This one was a fun one. 4 grown adults just tearing up the town, having a blast. If you guys haven't seen it, go over and check it out. Sunday's video, James is starting yet another project. He unboxes an FI exhaust and a Darwin Pro full carbon fiber wide body kit for the Nissan GT-R. Now this Darwin Pro kit is actually the first one publicly available in North America. Now remember, Strad's goal for this GTI, or bug killer, is to make it faster than his Bugatti Veyron. And at the end, he does mention that after he builds the motor and transmission, he's shooting for around 1,500 horsepower.
Now, in case you missed it, Tavarish is back. Now, he starts off the episode doing push-ups for every day he didn't post a video. A lot of push-ups. He's been missing for 2 months. Now, he got what he thinks was COVID-19. He doesn't have a positive test due to the timing of the test, but he has brain fog and fatigue. Now, Jared will be helping out more than ever on upcoming videos due to the lingering symptoms. Now, he gives us news that he'll be breaking up his channel, but just wait. The Tavarish channel will be builds, new car reveals, and more. And then 2 Varish will be car reviews and other stuff. stuff. Now he's going down the same road as DDE by trying to get subs prior to the first video release. We'll see if he can do it. Now next on the channel will be the 675 LT update, which will be a 2-video series, and he's also gearing up for Car Trek 4. That gets us into the next episode this week, and it's driving that 675 for the first time. Now as a reminder, Tavarish had purchased a totaled 675 LT and has been putting a ton of work in getting it back to drivable condition. They get all the fluids added and started up and get a ton of smoke, which was predicted. They then add oil, calibrate the air brake, it goes into gear, and the wheels are turning up on the lift. He gets it out into the parking lot and it seems to be driving fine, shifts into second, all seems good until he puts it into launch control and the car starts smoking real bad after launching. So he stops it, parks it, jumps out, and it turns out to be the fire extinguisher that actually went off.
Moving on to Streetspeed 717. Thursday, Mike ends up buying a 2014 Dodge Challenger General Lee. And if you haven't guessed already, yes, he does plan on jumping it. But when he does destroy it, his audience shouldn't be upset. In the words of Streetspeed 717, there is no reason why a V6 automatic Challenger should even exist in the first place. Shifting on over to TJ Hunt. Thursday's video, TJ continues the wide-body Huracan install build series. In this one, they install the right rear quarter panel, both front fenders, the front bumper, and the hood. Saturday's video, Sabrina starts this one off and tries pranking TJ with an elaborate story to surprise him with a puppy golden retriever. Unfortunately, it did not work. TJ knew something was up. Sabrina was acting strange. She asked him to take the other dog to work, so he kind of pieced it all together. But hey, congrats on another addition to the family. Monday's video, part 3 of the wide-body Huracan series. They basically finished installing everything. The only thing left is the correct brackets for the rear wing. The side skirts need a washer on both sides and just a couple little things. But with all the body panels on, you get an idea of how wide this thing really is. It looks nuts. TJ even has a guy from HRE Wheels come out and do a 3D scan of the wheel wells to get an accurate reading of how aggressive of a wheel he can run.
Rich Rebuilds has a new build, and it is an off-grid camper. Now, it starts off as a Linda episode. They start off talking about her RV. Allegedly, it got hit by a deer on the way to Texas. Now, it's unclear if this is true. It is super difficult to see. Rich Rebuilds is back with a new build, and it's an off-grid camper. Now, this starts off as a Linda episode, starts off talking about her RV, which, if you remember, she was driving down to Texas in this thing. Now, allegedly, it got hit by a deer. Now, it's unclear if this is actually true because I can never tell if Rich is doing a skit or not. Anyways, they do include pictures. If this is true or, it isn't, please give us your thoughts in the comments. Anyways, they're going to build this RV for Linda to replace the one that got hit by the alleged deer. Now, they won a bid on a FedEx Sprinter van. They start disassembling it, including removing metal shelves, the floor, and more. The van is in decent shape, it seems like, underneath the floor and the paneling. However, they do get a hidden surprise. The rear wheel well is rusted through pretty good. DDE with 4 videos this week, and the first one is the Alpha 12 launch reactions. They go to get E85 to unlock the full potential of the Alpha 12 R35. Now, it's tough to get this fuel in their area of Canada, and they have to drive over an hour to get it. They take the ITR and the R34 along for the ride, and the gang start teasing about building a separate motor for the R34, like a 1,000 horsepower one. Anyways, they fill it up with E85, and by looking at their reactions, it's much faster. Plus, it spins all 4 tires and somewhat steps out when on the gas. It also looks like a wrap is coming soon to the R35, and at the end of the episode, post credits, we get a CGT start, and that brings us into the next video, which is the next DDE supercar. Now, it starts off with a Pagani Huayra, which gets delivered at SR Auto to start the video, but most likely this will not be the next car as it's above their budget. They then go drive a CGT, and this was at the end of the previous video. This is a high potential potential to be the next DDE super/hypercar. Now, Damon takes it out and he points out all the CGT specifics, including a hidden compartment I didn't even know about. I also agree with Damon that the CGT V10 is the best sounding V10 out there. Now, they bring up some other possible options, including a Senna and a Ford GT, and these are all in very similar price ranges of the CGT, so we'll see what happens. They then reveal that Lark Pink will be the new color of the 720S. And now it's a hard to find color, and they actually had to get it by buying model car paint. This is some great thinking outside of the box. We're going to show some pictures of what we think the livery is going to look like. Taking it over to the next video, this is a police pullover video. Now, Damon and Anthony get pulled over in the 488. We're not sure why, but anyways, the cop says that they have allegedly received calls in the previous days of loud and fast cars. Now, the cop was really trying to find a reason to pull him over and give him a ticket, basically asking him for the last time they had alcohol and more. The cops tell them that their cars are loud and that they need fog light covers. I mean, these cops must be really bored. And then the last video this week was the August V2 kind of a reveal, if that's what you want to call it. They start off letting us know that the Aperta Volt Series merch drop will be on February 19th at 9 PST. We also learned that Anthony is in charge of the DDE Stories channel and that he's been filming on an iPhone. Kind of interesting. Anyways, DDE is in so many offshoots, we find it tough to keep up with them here at RNN. I mean, they have the YSOB brand, Damon's YouTube channel, and now JDM Space, and also, DDE Stories. It'll be interesting to see how DDE Stories performs. Anyways, we get a tour of August V2, which is coming together rather nicely. They toy around with the idea of an SV Aventador in lieu of an SVJ, as it's a little cheaper. And we also learned that DDE canceled their order of the STO. Damon states that everyone has a Huracan and that he's had his time with one.
Donut Media with 4 videos this week: best and worst wheels of all time, why these 4 countries produce the most F1 champs, 3D printed pistons are changing the game, and I challenged a pro at window tinting. Doug Demuro with 1 car review this week: the Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport.
Well, folks, that brings us to about Redline this week. Vic, what do you think about those car reveals?
I really like the Porsche. A gooseneck wing, 6-speed manual transmission, #save the manuals, and a sub 7-second ring time. How can you not love it?
I don't know, man. That McLaren Artura was a beast. We finally get a brand new platform and not a recreation of the old MP412C.
Make sure to stay up to date on all your supercar and YouTube automotive news by smashing that subscribe button.
Also, check us out on Instagram when you get a chance. Hey, until next time,
Keep it at Redline.